It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast for this Wednesday morning, December the 4th, 2024, coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia, and it's been cold. It was 19 degrees when I got up this morning. I don't like that at all. So maybe I need to get on a cruise ship. Yeah, I've got another month before I do that again. So anyway, or almost a month. But we have a bunch of little stories today. Not any major issues, but a bunch of little stories. Got a couple of things to go over with you. I did get a little pushback on yesterday. Yes, the shows are now Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, unless something major happens. And then I'll try to come on, to cover it. All right, so let's start off today. My buddy Nate lives up there in Juneau. And he got on a plane a couple nights ago and got out before the snowstorm hit Juneau. Juneau just got clobbered with a snowstorm. And I got out just literally in front of it and flew to Toronto. From Toronto, he flew to Heathrow in London, took a transfer from Heathrow to Southampton to get on the Encore Transatlantic. The bus pulled out and sideswiped another bus, or another bus sideswiped his bus. I'm not sure who did the swiping, but anyway, there was a bus wreck, fender bender wreck, not a serious wreck, but just enough to screw everything up. So they had to take all the people off the bus. Said another bus would be there to pick them up shortly. Well, when you're trying to get to a cruise, the shortlies aren't good answers. But they did get a bus there. They did get them to Southampton. They got on the boat on time and they sailed. So they were a little late sailing, but they got off. Now, the Encore has just gone through its refurbishment. So let me see if I can figure out what we got here. So this is the post-rehab. A lot of things are spiffed up and nice. New elevator indicators, new elevator system. Now there are things from the dry dock that were not finished. The self-service wine is gone from the buffet. Los Lobos is gone. Teppanyaki is not done yet, so it is not open. The carts in Galaxy Quest is closed off. It looks like there are new carpets in some of the areas. Construction for the new 15 cabins is still blocked off. And it looks like they moved the furniture around in observation lounge to keep the capacity the same. That was one of the things that was troubling, was that they were going to cut the capacity down on the observation lounge. Well, they figured out a way to not do that. That's the new entrance to Cagney's, but Teppanyaki is not open yet. I don't. That ship does not. That ship looks different. I don't know if that's a new model or if it was just cleaned up some. I'm not sure. I mean, it's always had a model on the front of the ship. Something I always like to go by and look at. One of the restaurants, and that's the entry to the Galaxy Pavilion that's not open yet. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to ask Nate. I was hoping to get Nate on. Nate does not have the good Wi-Fi. That's the observation lounge. So it's still nice and plenty of good viewing up there. That's one of the restaurants. I'm not sure which one it is. And that's some of the carpet that does look like it's new. So, let's see. That's another view of the observation lounge and some hallway. Okay, so Nate is now on the Encore, and it's got 3 or 4 stops before it starts across Vigo and Lisbon and several of the usual stops that Norwegian makes. And then he'll be transatlanticing to Miami. So we may, hopefully we'll hear from Nate between now and then, but I didn't get him on live today. So, all right, so did hear from Elizabeth on location. It was kind of interesting. No, that's on Encore. This is a friend of hers, of Elizabeth, in Cozumel, that does excursions. And she did an excursion to one of the, where you go for the day. And who's that in the middle of the picture? But our own Cindy. That's Cindy and the girls in Cozumel. So just thought I'd point that one out. All right, so that's going to wrap up those. And we'll get on with the news. A whole bunch of news stories. Did I even go over those today? Here's the headlines for today's show. Overboard search called off. It's the lead story. Hunger strike over canceled ports. A celebrity ship arrives at Port Canaveral. Annual pass from Virgin. NCL fills in some blanks. New class of ship delivered. Another U.S. Coast Guard rescue. Motorcycle rally on a cruise ship, and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today is National Cookie Day. As long as it's chocolate chip, I'm good with it. I eat other cookies too. Chocolate chip is my favorite. All right, this day in history. In 1918, a travel fact. President Woodrow Wilson became the first U.S. president to travel to Europe while in office, as he sails for the world peace talks in Versailles, the World War I peace talks in Versailles. First time a president traveled to Europe. So, all right. We'll be back with some news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, we'll start things off today from Princess. An elderly American man who was traveling on his own aboard Ruby Princess has been presumed dead after going overboard this week. After an extensive search and rescue operation, the U.S. Coast Guard called off its search for the missing passenger. Authorities believe the 72-year-old man went overboard on Monday before the Princess Cruise owned vessel docked in San Francisco at 6:50 a.m. Ruby Princess' next cruise, a 16-night itinerary to Hawaii, experienced some delay because of the search, but it still managed to depart on the same day. Tensions boiled on an Antarctica cruise after engine trouble forced the ship to abandon its most scheduled stops. Some passengers erupted in outrage, staging a hunger strike to protest the last-minute change and what they deemed inadequate compensation. The luxury exhibition cruise vessel SH Diana left Cape Town on November 13th for a 21-day holiday to Antarctica. 2 weeks into the voyage, one of the propellers broke, forcing a detour to Ushuaia, Argentina, where the ship could receive repairs. The last-minute itinerary change meant the Polar-class vessel would no longer spend 3.5 days in Antarctica, canceling the most awaited part of the itinerary. Scootaround is offering big discounts on all rentals in Las Vegas until the end of 2024. Got a trip to Sin City planned in the next few months? Book a mobility scooter or electric wheelchair and explore the Strip, casinos, and attractions with ease. Las Vegas mobility rentals are 15% off until December 31st, 2024. Call Scootaround toll-free 888-441-7575 or reserve online. Use code LVFALL and rent now or SRN 11137 for the best rates. Scootaround in Las Vegas. Celebrity Equinox just arrived at her new home port in Florida. The 2,850 passenger vessel was welcomed into Port Canaveral Tuesday, marking the first time Celebrity Cruises will home port a ship from that area. The move to home port a ship in Port Canaveral was announced last August when the cruise line revealed the new location in order to reach more travelers who were both in-state and out-of-state. Celebrity joined 6 other cruise lines that currently offer regular sailings from the port, including Carnival, Disney, MSC, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and a recent addition of Princess Cruises. After the smashing success for Virgin Voyages Summer Season Pass, the adults-only cruise line is introducing the cruise industry's first annual pass. Virgin's new annual pass will start in 2025 and allow you to hop from ship to ship anytime, anywhere during the calendar year. The annual pass is good for 1 year from the selected date. It includes a balcony cabin and is good on all the cruise line's cruises, including the inaugural voyages on the next new ship, Brilliant Lady. In addition, Virgin Voyages will allow you to pay in Bitcoin for the first time. The cruise line confirmed with Cruise Fever that they are accepting Bitcoin for the annual pass right now, not for regular cruises. The cost of the annual pass is $120,000, excluding taxes and fees, and is available on a first-come, first-served basis. It includes the following amenities: priority boarding, complimentary laundry service, dedicated concierge support, unlimited premium Wi-Fi, $100 bar tab per cruise, and access to exclusive events and experiences on board. Hey, Hodder, Tom, you're the accountant type. How many Bitcoin does it take to make 120 grand? I don't even know what Bitcoin looks like. And why are they taking it? I don't get it. Be on one of the first MSC ships to go to Alaska when we sail May 25th, 2026 on the MSC Poesia round trip from Seattle. 7 nights going to Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, Juneau, and Tracy Arm Fjord, and a stop in Victoria, Canada on the way back to Seattle. Inside cabin start at $849 per person, balcony from $1289 per person. The MSC Poesia going to Alaska. Why not join us? I promise you we'll have a great time. Just call me, 434-258-9264, and we'll cruise with Chillie to Alaska. After canceling 38 cruises on at least 3 different cruise ships 2 weeks ago, Norwegian Cruise Line is revealing where these vessels will home port for the 2025-2026 winter seasons. Norwegian Dawn and Norwegian Star will both be sailing out of Tampa beginning in November and December 2025, respectively. Norwegian Jewel also saw its 2025 and 2026 sailings canceled recently and will now be redeployed in Port Miami starting in November of 2025. The Viking Ocean Cruises fleet now stands at 13 strong, following the handover of the newest vessel, Viking Vela, yesterday. Shipbuilder Fincantieri delivered the ship to Viking officials during the celebration at the firm's Ancona, Italy shipyard. Viking Vela represents a new series of vessel for the growing line, one that is larger than others in the fleet. Congratulations to Viking Cruises. The U.S. Coast Guard once again completed a successful mid-voyage airlift. The latest medical evacuation occurred on Celebrity Apex Monday evening while the Edge-class cruise ship was sailing about 130 miles off the coast of San Juan, Puerto Rico. She had only just embarked on her current 7-night sailing from Fort Lauderdale on November 30th and hadn't even made it to her first port of call when an unidentified guest became seriously ill. Congratulations once again to the Coast Guard for the fabulous work they do. The open road is once again set to become the high seas when bikers ride the waves on the world's only motorcycle rally on a cruise ship. In 2025, the High Seas Rally will make its debut aboard the new Margaritaville at Sea Islander, marking the first time the event partners with the Jimmy Buffett-inspired cruise line. Setting sail in 2025, Entertainment Cruise Productions announced it will host its 21st High Seas Rally specifically for motorcyclists and road warriors aboard the Islander, which debuted in June of 2024, bringing the brand's laid-back tropical vibe to the open ocean. Scheduled from November 2nd through the 9th of 2025, the round-trip High Seas Rally cruise will be filled with all the thrills and frills past attendings have come to expect from the special voyage. Experience Alaska at an affordable rate. VR1 balconies are only $1,289, including taxes and port charges. MSC Poesia sails from Seattle, May 25th, 2026. Book now. Call 434-258-9264 or go to bit.ly/PoesiaAlaska1. Experience Alaska. And that's going to put an end to the news portion of today's show. We'll jump over in the chat room and see who's fussing at me. But I've got to point out one thing, folks, about the Alaska cruise on the Poesia. If any of you guys are even roughly considering Alaska in 2026, I want you to go check the other cruise lines and price them for a balcony cabin and see if you find one less than $2,000 for a balcony cabin on any of the cruise lines sailing in Alaska. The Poesia has balcony cabins at like $1,270. So it's quite a savings, folks. Call me. All right. Let's go see who's in the chat room fussing at me today. All right, here's one from X. Yakuba. How are you doing today? I'm doing fine, thank you. Hot Air is back at Kennedy Space Center as a bus tour. They just had a rocket went off this morning, I think. SpaceX is launching a Falcon 9 on Thursday shortly after 11 a.m. from 39A, hoping to see the rocket today on the pad. Oh, that'd be nice. Cargo for this launch is a new satellite for XM radio. We had there you go. We had a 5:30 launch today that he was up to see. I don't see any pictures. Joanne says good morning to Tom and everyone else. Good morning, Joanne. Mike's with us. Good morning, Mike. Gary, older than dirt's here. Good morning, Gary. Hannah Smith is with us. How are you today? Doing just fine, thank you. There's Cindy. Cindy, if you're still, I know you're at work, so you might pop in and pop back out. I would like 5 to 10 minutes of your time. And I know that you probably can't do a live because of your work schedule, but if you could give me 5 to 10 minutes and we'll do a taped interview, I want to talk to you about the Islander for this show. Just saying. It's all business. It's no funny business. It's just business. Anyway, what time I want to interview Cindy about the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Bob's with us. How we doing, Bob? Another cold day. Yes, it is. Kenneth's with us up in Pennsylvania. Sure, it's cold up there. Chillie or Tom, have you had a chance to do your visas for Europe? Yes, I have done. Both of us have. Tom did his, and I did mine a couple hours after that. I was just checking to see. Last time I heard Tom was having trouble getting to go through. How much is it? Mine was like $13.08 or something like that. And the only problem I had was I didn't have everything ready before I started. So I had to go find a picture, and I had to go find a picture of my passport. So and the two pictures have to be different. So by the time I found them and then uploaded it, I timed out. So I had to start over. But then I had the pictures ready to go up. And I just went blink, 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 blink through and paid my $13.08 or whatever it was. And that was it, done. In less than a second, it was approved. So I have the visa, whatever we're calling this thing. We're not calling it a visa, but anyway, I have that in my folder, ready to travel. It will be exciting to see changes from our January and February bliss cruises. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Our Steve says hello to everybody. Gary says, Ken, I did mine 2 days ago and everyone fine except taking of my photo. It took at least 10 times for it to be accepted. After that, it was easy. 1308, good for 2 years. Yeah, you have to have a certain size, and you can't have your glasses on, and it's a bunch of hogwash. But yeah, I had the same thing, Gary. I had to take it 4 or 5 times before I got it. But anyway, it's not difficult to do. It really isn't. Hot Air Tom says his was 1264. The app did not work, but the website was fine. I had rather bill in UK currency, and my bank did the conversion. So okay. There's Katie. Katie's at work on her lunch break. Cindy says that's me at Paradise Beach. I had a total brain lock. I couldn't think of it. Elizabeth cracked me up and she forwarded those screenshots. Yeah, you can't. You have to take the screenshot and then blow it the hell up to realize that that's you. Anyway, Kenneth says thanks to Gary and Tom. Roger says hi from Jacksonville. 53 degrees. Yeah, that's a little cool for Jacksonville. There's Todd. Todd says, good morning, everyone. Soft oatmeal raisin are my go-to cookies. They're not bad. I'm just a chocolate chip guy. Friday, 1 year since I lost Nikki. Yeah, that is Friday. I actually hadn't thought of that, but yes, it is. So I will say a little something on the show Friday, Roger. Sorry about the cough. As you can tell, I'm still hoarse. I did take a COVID test just to make sure, and I'm negative. I've taken 2 since I got home. Emily's with us, says hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah, I think everybody did. I am sorry, Roger. We all love Nikki. Yes, she was everybody's favorite. So, all right, guys. I just got called to breakfast, so I'm going to go have something to eat. As always, thanks for joining me. Smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, please take this as my invitation to do so. All right, that wraps it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody.